All right, prop the mic. It's your boys, Dave and Tom, coming to you with some picks for what feels like a nice, relaxing Friday night NBA slate. Let's all just say a quick prayer that my internet connection stays strong, since one of my dogs ate through the Ethernet cable yesterday, and Amazon hasn't made it to deliver my new one yet. But as always, today's podcast is presented by Props.Cash. We 100% could not do what we do without Props.Cash. So if you think you're ready to level up your prop betting game, use code PTM at sign up to get 25% off your first month. And remember, all of today's podcast picks will be posted in our VIP Discord immediately following the pod. What's going on, Dave? How are we feeling today?
I think at some point, I think you're gonna have to share the photo of your dog eating through the Ethernet cable. That was pretty phenomenal.
Yes,
he just had one of those like guilty dog looks. Like I know I did something wrong, but I couldn't help myself. So love dogs. Things are good, man. We spent the morning, so we put out a post yesterday on X, kind of hinting at some exciting new things that we're going to be launching with the folks from WAP, who support our Discord and our VIP All Access. And we spent the morning just playing around with some new tools that we're going to launch. So
very cool.
At least by Monday, if not, maybe even on Super Bowl Sunday, we launch some of this stuff. Could be fun. So we'll see. Right. Stay tuned. Lots of fun stuff coming. But last night was brutal in basketball. It seemed like everybody missed by a little bit. Our alt builders are always a nice little hedge, because even when there's blowouts and things like that, you could still hit those. But we only hit 2 out of 5 in the Discord, which was sad, because Sohan, who was part of our builder of the day, only had 1 assist, and that really was the difference between us winning and losing yesterday. So it happens, but we'll be back with more. We got our alt props posted, and we'll build some builders shortly. So but let's talk about some straight plays here for today. 6 games, like you said, small slate, but there's some good opportunities in here. So let's just jump right into it. Let's go into the Rockets and the Raptors. Raptors are -2.5 at home. Total is 234. Rockets are a little new look, right? They got rid of Dennis Schroeder, and they brought in Dinwiddie. But from what I hear, they're going to just release Dinwiddie, so he's not even going to play. So they're actually thinner than they previously were. So maybe that's advantageous for some of these props today. What do you like in this one?
All right, here we go. It's been this seems like a regular occurrence now on Fridays, talking about Jalen Green, but we're back here again. I think I don't know if I think it was actually against Toronto last Friday as well, if memory serves me correctly.
It was, although it was at home, so that was the big difference. This one's away, so
so Fred VanVleet is out. So I started by looking to see what Jalen Green has done without Fred VanVleet. He's gone over in 2 of 3 games this season. His points, it's 20.5. Is he?
Yep.
There he is.
Okay. And you want to see that without FVV?
Yeah, let's take a look.
Nice.
That's nice, right?
Then
you also have Toronto.
Sorry to interrupt, but I especially like that the 2 games that he cleared were on the road too, where he's not notably as strong. So the fact that he put up 26 in Denver and 30 in Indy is a really nice sign.
Good point. Nice matchup against Toronto. I know he didn't get there in the game last week, but they have allowed the 4th most points per minute to wings over the last month. If you scroll down and just look at what some shooting guard, you could toggle between shooting guards and small forwards, see what they've done against Toronto. You see a lot of nice numbers there. You see Giddey 24, Wiggins 20. Scroll down a little bit more. Nice slew of green checks right there. Bogdanovich, Harden, Powell, Kennard.
Wow.
Oh yeah, it keeps going. Yeah. And then I just so happened to, I don't check this all the time, but I just happened to want to see whose birthdays were today, and it's Jalen Green's birthday today.
What is he turning, like 26, maybe
23.
23. Oh yeah. Was he
He was born in 2002.
Oh wow.
22.
22 years old. All right. So yeah, he seems like the kind of guy who might get up for his birthday.
He didn't play on his birthday last year, but he played the day before, February 8th, and he had 41 points against the Kings the day before his birthday last year. So, like you said, for them, this is just the icing on the cake. I love Jalen Green tonight.
All right. I like a couple players. So let's stay on the Houston side. I like Jabari Smith Jr. in this game. I had him at 12.5. Let's see. Yeah, you could still get him at 12.5. The best place is Caesars minus 133 or minus 140 on DraftKings. Let's look at his games without FVV. So he's put up 15 and 20 in the 2 games that he played without FVV. I think that's nice. Let's also see. I don't recall what he did against Toronto. Yeah, I mean, he's got a pretty good track record against Toronto, 15, 14, and 11. So that 11 is a little concerning, but the one game in Toronto, he put up 15 points earlier this year. So I think he's in a pretty good spot. Let's see what some opposing power forwards have done. Yeah, Jabari Smith put up 11. We just talked about that. But before that, Sadiq Bey, 26, Jalen Johnson, 27, Jaren Jackson, 27, Randall, Precious Achua, 18. So there's lots of data points that say that a small little 13-point line is probably too low, especially with FVV coming out of the lineup. So you down for Jabari Smith as well?
Yeah, he was what game? He was on fire some game this week I was watching earlier this week. He was just hitting threes. What game was that? Left and right. The
last game,
Indiana.
Against India, 20 points. So
right.
Yeah, I think that's a good spot for Jabari Smith at 12.5.
Yeah,
minus 133. Real quickly, we put this one in the Discord, but I'll bring it here as well. Gary Trent, what I noticed on Gary Trent, it's not the best matchup shooting guards against Houston, but the Houston lineup is going to be different today. So even looking at defensive matchups without FVV in the lineup is a little useless. But anyway, what I liked, if you look at his recent field goal attempts, right? So these are his last 7 games, 13, 12, 15, 12, 15, 5, and 13, right? So if we just go on PropSide Cash, we set his attempts to 12, right? And we put the full 2023 season. He's cleared 12.5 points in every game but one. So 16 out of 17 games when he's had 12 plus field goal attempts. It's kind of a crazy statement because it's like 12 field goal attempts only to get 12.5 points. But so I was ready to hammer this. Then I noticed the one red brick on here was against Houston, of course. So so for minus 150, you can get him at 11.5 if that gives you more comfort. I just think they're running out of options for shooting there. I think he's getting more minutes, he's getting more touches, he's getting more shots. He's the veteran now on the team with Schroeder gone. So I think he's good for 13 points tonight.
Yeah, it seems good. I do. I was going to say, I think Barrett was out for some games there, right?
Yeah.
And but now he's back, and Barnes is back. Quickly's there, but you do have the departure of Schroeder, so that will there will be a need to fill in some minutes there. So I guess those will go to Trent. So I like that. Okay.
All right. Let's move on. We got the Nuggets and the Kings is the next one we're going to cover. Kings are minus 1.5.
Oh, wait, hold on. I had one more play real quick on this one.
Did?
I did. I know my connection was a little choppy there. Sorry. I'm going back. Şengün assists I like as well. 5.5 assists, minus 115. He had 8 in that game against Toronto last week. He's 7 for his last 10. Vucevic just had 7, AD 6, Zion 5, Kelly Olynyk 5, Chet 4, Bam 4. So I like the matchup. I think especially without Van Vliet there, like the offense is like it already like runs through him pretty much. Even with Van Vliet, without Van Vliet, it's really going to be everything running through Şengün. So I like him for the assists in this game.
Yeah, we can look without Van Vliet. Just this year, yeah. I mean, last 2 games, 10 and 6 assists. So
yeah.
I think that's probably a good look. He just got there the other day, right? When you played this when Van Vliet was out, and I was like, I saw in the fourth quarter he had 5. I was like, is he going to get there? But yeah, he got that 6th one.
He did.
This should be a fairly fast-paced game. 234 points. Should get some good scoring out of this one. All right, let's move on. We got the Nuggets at the Kings. Kings are -1.5 at home. Totals 232 in this game. Give me your best pick in this one now.
My best pick. Let's go with Jamal Murray, RA, 11.5 RA, -120. I just love, he's got so many cool trends here. So his last 3 games, 18, 15, and 19. On back-to-backs this season, he's 4 for 4, averaging 16 RA in 4 games on 0 rest. That game against Chicago, he only played 9 minutes, so he just X'd that game out. On Fridays, he's awesome. 6 for 8 on Fridays this season. 15 of his last 22 Fridays since last season. So there's just something about Fridays with Murray. I think he played two back-to-back Fridays, cleared it by a significant margin in both. He had 12 in one game against Sacramento last season. He has a top 5 matchup in terms of guards rebounding against in the rebound department. So I just love all those trends. What do you think?
Yeah, seems good. He cut out a little bit there, but what has he done against Sacramento this year? Has he played Sacramento? Yeah.
12. No, just 12 in one game last year. Yeah.
It's been a while since he's played.
Yeah.
Seems like a good
But Sacramento's the same team, so I like Sacramento. I don't mind looking at last season since they're so similar.
Yeah, definitely. And this is going to be a competitive game, 1.5 point spread. So this should require him to play some big fourth quarter minutes. I think that's where he'll push over to the mark that we need, the 12 RA. Anything else in this game?
Yeah, I also like his threes. So like we've been mentioning on the pod this week, targeting threes against Sacramento is your best bet right now. They're just giving up the most. They're giving up the highest shooting percentage on those threes. He's also been awesome on Friday nights, knocking down threes. So nice trend there. And if you look at some shooting guards against Sacramento, you'll see that.
Oh wow!
Yeah, look at that,
dude. That might be the lock of the night. 5, 5, 6, 3, 4, 2, 6. Yeah,
dude.
I like that.
Yeah.
What's he been doing on attempts? It's always good to look at the attempts as well. Oh man, he attempted 15 threes against Portland, 7, 5, 6, 6. So yeah, he's feeling it of late. I like that a lot.
Yeah. And now I will say that, just in general, teams 3-point shooting against Sacramento is a good target, but specifically the position that's actually been crushing them the most from 3 are wings. So that's KCP. I don't know if you were on KCP. It's a guy you are on often. Were you on him in this game?
I was. I tried to play him yesterday, and he sat out against his former team, and it looks like he's back tonight. I thought 10.5 points was a phenomenal spot for him. Maybe you're liking the 1.5 threes better, but I don't know which direction you think is a better go.
I don't. I wanted to discuss with you. It's always I was initially leaning the threes because the wing matchup is the best. They've allowed Sacramento has allowed the most made threes to wings on the second most attempts over the last month. So they've just been bombing away from 3. But when you look at his splits there, like he's a little up and down. Like there's some games where he's not even, he doesn't even have 1 3. So that was leaning me maybe to the points. I don't know. But
Yeah,
What
I
do you
mean,
say?
he's the 5th scoring option on that team, right?
I
So
know.
it's
I know.
like you got a lot of firepower offensively between Murray, MPJ, Jokic, and Aaron Gordon, right? Like he could easily run up and down the court for 15 minutes without shooting the ball. But
Yeah.
on the flip side, Jokic does like playing with him. I've noticed he often like looks for KCP to be involved in like pick and rolls and things like that. He like has a very high comfort level with him. So
Mhm.
I think I think this is a great spot. Jokic is going to have Sabonis guarding him. He's going to probably have to dish out a little bit more than he normally does. I think KCP is always just standing there ready to jack up a three. So yeah, I was on the 10.5 points at minus 102, but if you want to go for 2 threes, I think that's also a good play.
Nice.
All right. Anything else in this game?
Yeah. On the Sacramento side, I like Fox here. So Denver, pretty good defensively, especially over the last month or so. The only position that is a green matchup and not a red matchup against Denver is at the point guard position. They've allowed the 10th most points per minute to opposing point guards. I love this. Fox, he's 3 for 3 at home in his last 3 games against Denver, averaging 27.7 points. The one that he didn't get there was in Denver, but in Sacramento, 3 for his last 3. He's also a Friday night stud, 7 of 9 this season on Friday nights, 16 of 21 since last season. He comes to ball on Friday. Scoot just put up 30, SGA 34, Anthony Simons 26 and 29 in back-to-back games. I think it's a great spot for Fox here.
Yeah, I think so. I personally struggle with Fox though because of his inconsistency. He's up and down quite a bit, and sometimes he'll disappear. Another angle you could take. I don't know if this will get you to plus 100, but if you like Fox, you like Murray in this game, maybe putting them both at like around 20
Love
points
it.
and pairing that together could be a nice.
Love that.
If you're feeling a little wounded from those like hooks last night, then maybe 20 and 20 could be a good play. I don't know what we get there, but it'd probably be pretty close to like minus 130 is my guess. So let's try that out too.
All right.
Let's move on. We got the Pelicans at the Lakers. Lakers are getting 1.5 at home. Total's 232 in this game. What do you like in this one?
I only had I want to talk this one through with you. So the Lakers have allowed the second most 3-point attempts and made threes to point guards over the last month, second only to Chicago, I believe. So I'm liking CJ in this spot. Wasn't sure if I was leaning threes. His line is 3.5. I think he did have 6 made threes the last time he played the Lakers. So the matchup is great. Not sure about, still waiting for injury report to come out. I don't know if Zion's playing. He is listed as questionable. Joe Val's questionable.
Yeah, there's really not a lot of props out for this game. So
yeah, so I would. It's more of a wait and see. I'd love if Zion does sit or something and opens up some more of the offense to CJ here. But I think even with him, I think there's a great spot for CJ. Point guards against the Lakers is really a great target.
Yeah, he doesn't have a great track record without Zion, but it's hard to even look at these games back in December when he was coming back from the collapsed lung thing. So,
yeah.
But even in January, not a great track record. I personally have a hard time playing anybody not named Steph Curry at 3.5 threes or above.
Yeah, I know.
Right? I know. It's a very high number.
Yeah.
So over his last 10 games, what is he cleared this? 2 of his last 3, but 4 of his last 10. So that's not bad, but I don't know. I have a hard time playing that one. But yeah, let's keep an eye on that.
Yeah.
I thought Ingram was in a pretty good spot here. My only hesitation is I remember watching the in-season tournament game against the Lakers, and he got completely shut down by them. Yeah. I mean, he just looked demoralized, like he didn't know how to play basketball. That was a game where he put up 9 points. but he followed it up on New Year's Eve with 26 points against the Lakers. So, and it's not like he has a poor track record of scoring against the Lakers, right? If you go back to last season, he cleared in 2 out of 3, and the time actually that in-season tournament game that was in Vegas. So even though it says in LA, it was LA Lakers were the home team, but it wasn't actually in LA. So really, the last time he played in LA against the Lakers was about a year ago this time. So and he scored 25. So I think he's got a good enough track record. He used to be on the Lakers, so he's got that kind of history there. He was part of the AD trade, right? Is that correct?
Yep.
Right. And I think wings against the Lakers is a really good matchup. If you look at some of the recent, we got small forwards like Michael Porter Jr. Similar game, just put up 27 last night against them. Miles Bridges, I would say
Brandon Miller.
He's got a different game, but he's playing a lot from the outside right now. And then Brandon Miller's got a very similar game to Ingram, I think, and he scored 33. So those are 3 players in the last couple days that have annihilated the Lakers. So I think Ingram 23 and a half is a good spot for tonight. You behind that?
I am. I was definitely looking at him. I was a little just cautious with this game in general, just to wait to see, until we get a little bit more news. But yeah, he's definitely in a nice spot here.
Yeah, let's just see what he's also done without Zion. Yeah, so he's he had these 3 down games here, but he has had a couple huge games without Zion as well. So yeah, I mean, maybe he's also a guy you alt down to 20 points. So maybe you throw him in that Fox, Murray, Ingram parlay, 3 guys for 20 points. That could be a lot of fun.
Yeah, that works. His assists were actually popping out in our
yes.
Model here. So if that's another way if you wanted to take a look at his assists. Did you have anything else for this game?
No, nothing else on this one.
We just had one quick question on YouTube. It was from the first game. DeJounte Murray assists. Now, DeJounte Murray is a guy who, I don't know if he's officially, he's the guy who goes on and off our banned list. I don't love, he's the guy I would kind of stay away from today. I just feel like he thought he was staying there, and I don't know. I'm a little concerned about the chemistry, what the chemistry is going to be like in Atlanta. So I would take a little bit of a wait and see. But what do you think?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, he's either going to come out, being very motivated because his team's made a commitment to him, or he's going to be completely dejected because he thought he was moving on to a contender. Yeah. So it's hard to know. What I would say is if you're going to play it, it does look like him landing on 5 is probably a better spot than 5.5. And it probably won't even cost you that much because 5.5 is plus 118. So you can probably get five assists for a pretty good price. So, but yeah, I'm going to wait and see. I'd like to get one game under the belt. With that said, 246 points in this game is a pretty good spot for assists. So I think that's a good one.
Yeah.
All right. All right. While we're on that, our play of the day today that we put out on X and in the Discord was Jalen Johnson. So we'll just hit that up real quickly. We put that out at 15.5, which you can still get on DraftKings for minus 120. Really good recent trend, 8 out of his last 10. Capella is out tonight. So if you look at him without Capella, where's Capella? Under injuries, right? Yeah. Without Capella, he's played, I think it was 3 games this season without Capella, 25, 9, and 19. That 25 came against Philly. And also Embiid was out of that game. That did go to overtime that game, but nevertheless, he absolutely crushed. So,
yeah.
And this was kind of a cool little tidbit we added on the post at the end. If you look in the 2 games he played against Philly this year, he had 4+ free throw attempts. So he was getting to the line a decent amount. If you look and you set his free throw attempts on PropStatCash up to 4, and we scroll back up to the top. When he gets to the line 4 times, 2 times in a game, which is 4 free throw attempts, he gets he's hit this in 87% of his games. So let's see him get fouled a couple times, and we'll crush this one tonight.
All right, I like that. Nice.
Other leans in this game, I think Saddiq Bey rebounds is a good spot. Tobias Harris at 6.5 rebounds is also a pretty good spot. Our guy Proptology in the Discord actually put this one out, so we got some support on this one. If you just look at his rebounding against Atlanta so far this year, and and even back to last year, 10, 10, 8, and 10. It's pretty crazy. So his line is 6.5. So I think that's nice, especially with Embiid out of the lineup, and especially in a home game where Tobias tends to rebound a little bit better. And then the last lean in this game is, I don't know if Maxi's in a great spot for his 28.5 point line, but if he does hit that line on a Friday night in Philly, no Embiid, against an Atlanta team in a 246.5 point game, this could be a spot where Maxi puts up 40 points tonight. I'm just saying. This is the Atlanta team that Steph scored 60 against and Luka scored 73 against. So something tells me that Maxi could have one of those crazy games as well. 40 points on FanDuel. I'm going to sprinkle a little bit on it. You can get that for plus 700.
It's worth a little sprinkle, I'd say.
Worth a little sprinkle.
For sure.
So those are the main games. Just really talking about the other 2 games real quickly. We've got the Wizards at the Celtics. That's a 16.5 point spread. And a 235 point line. We're going to lay off of that. The one player that was popping in the model was Tyus Jones, points and assists. Point guards against Boston is a pretty good matchup, but I'm scared to play it just because if this game turns out to be a massive blowout, then maybe the Wizards sit Tyus the fourth quarter or something. So lay off of that one, or maybe dive into some first quarter props for Boston on that one. That could be another good angle. And then the last one, also blowout potential, Hornets and the Bucks. Bucks are minus 14.5 at home. The centers are really the good plays in this one, whether it's Giannis, power forward / center, Brook Lopez, who's back. He's a good matchup against Charlotte, who's pretty poor guarding the centers. And then also the other way around, Nick Richards is actually in a pretty good spot against Milwaukee Bucks team, who's not good at defending the center. So his 11.5 points is nice, and also his 8.5 rebounds is a pretty good spot as well. So again, we're not going to dive into those in depth because those are really stay away games. But if you're looking to get a little action in those, I'd look for one of those players.
Nice. Yeah. That game's, and also the Celtics, like only Tatum props are out right now. Not sure what's going on there. I don't know. Just a lot of question marks. Marvin Bagley's out on the one side, and I think they traded Daniel Gafford, right?
Yep. Yeah, so I would focus on these other 4 games that we went with, and probably lay off of those blowouts. But or maybe just throw the Celtics money line and the Bucks money line into a parlay. Although I don't know if I even trust the Bucks anymore. So Celtics are pretty good at home though.
Yeah. All right. I think that does it, right?
Yes.
All right. Nice work. Enjoy the games. Be interesting to see some of these new look teams over the next few days. And we'll get a couple more of these picks up, and let's all make some money tonight.
Let's go.